Okay, thank you. It is October 26, 2023 at 3:30 p.m. Oconee County Aeronautics Commission meeting will come to order. We are missing 2 members, but we still have a quorum. Each of you received the minutes of the last meeting by email. Are there any changes, additions, deletions to any of that?
No, sir.
Have a motion then to adopt those?
I make the motion, we accept the minutes.
Second. Thank you. We're going to be in a different venue than what we've been in before. That's good. We'll talk about that in a bit. But we're also changing the order of our agenda to match what normally goes on in the county meetings. So rather than last up like we normally do it, first up is public comment. We have the most public man in the county here, Dick Mangrum.
I'm Dick Mangrum with WGOG, and I recognize most of you, but I don't see Jeff Garrison, the manager. Is he not with the airport anymore?
Jeff is, but he's away today. He's off on business today.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. No other public comments. Let's just move a little bit, talk a little bit about what we are doing here. Obviously, the county has seen fit to have open meetings, and that's good. This really gives the public a chance to hear what's going on at the airport. I believe the more we find out, they find out, the better it'll be. So I'm all for doing that. Our purpose of the commission, that certainly hasn't changed, though. We're still charged with advising the county council on the operation, the regulations, all of those things that have to be done that we know about, and it's still our job to keep the county councilman updated on that. As far as a little bit of the things that have been going on there, the taxiway rehab design was approved. That means we did get the grant. That'll lead us to a year probably. So the time the actual work will be bid. So we'll be looking for that in a year. Could be as far out as 2 years. I don't have to tell you gentlemen how the FAA works. They say a year, maybe. But we'll be looking at about a $2 million grant for the actual taxiway work. Also, since the last meeting, we had Jamie Gilbert, who is the County Economic Development Director. We invited him out to the airport. Myself, Jeff, and Melinda met with him. Jeff took him through a real good brief as to the operations, and we took him on a tour of the airport. He's very, very impressed with what he saw there, and he understands, of course, how important the airport is to the county. Start talking economic impact, that man understands exactly what you're talking about. So he was very, very favorable comments, and we've actually heard back from him. I think he called a time or two to talk with Jeff, had some questions about the airport, so we'll call that a real plus that we did that. And we'll continue to try to reach out and bring in the various other county people and introduce them to what's going on at the airport. I personally was flying, I guess it was the first week. It was coming into the airport, and I think it was on a Friday. The tower was open. It's the first opportunity I've had to be in there with that tower. Worked great, real smooth. Good, easy operation. It happened to be pretty busy when I came in. everyone was doing what they were supposed to. I'll tell you, the guy in the tower was sharp fellow. He knew what he was doing. The committee member reports, since our last meeting was really our first reorganizational type meeting, we don't really have any committees together to report on. So we'll pass that up. And I don't know, we don't have on record any old business again, since we're relatively new. Is there any old business that any of you have to bring up?
No.
I don't have any old business. I'll put it under new business. We need to agree on a time for the commission to meet for the next year. And I would recommend, if you want, let's just pick the last Thursday of the month. It'll be quarterly instead of monthly. Does that suit you? It doesn't matter to me, but if we just say the last quarter of the month, beginning in January.
Okay, 3:30? 3:30?
3:30, is that
The last Thursday of the month.
the last Thursday of the month?
Quarterly.
And if for any reason we need to change that, we will, but the lady that, clerk needs that information to publish, because the room does get filled up, the calendar gets filled up, so we'll plan on that. If we need to change it, we will.
So 3:30 here.
3:30 here. Oh, we're open for any comments individually from each commission member. Anyone have?
Is this a time to address that schedule?
Sure. You're talking about the meeting
The
schedule?
meeting schedule,
Oh,
yes.
well, I'm sorry, I thought let's
I'm
back
sorry.
up to that.
Okay. Did you say the last Thursday or the fourth Thursday?
Well, I said last.
Well, sometimes there are 5 Thursdays
Right.
in a month.
Okay.
Well, good, and that's why I said last, then there can be any.
And that could, particularly in the case of Christmas, I haven't looked at the calendar, but that could conflict with Christmas.
Well, we don't meet that month.
So it's not gonna be
Right,
consistent.
we're still,
It's quarterly.
we're still quarterly now, that's based on
January,
council.
Okay, all right,
April,
okay, all right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you won't hit
Council
December,
members.
you won't hit December.
Yes,
So
so,
the next meeting will be in January?
yes,
Let's see what date that'll be. Okay, so,
but good point, but yeah.
last Thursday or fourth Thursday, maybe we need to
Last.
clarify that.
Last-
I think we ought to make it the fourth Thursday.
Even- doesn't
Don't
matter
need
to
any
me.
confusion
Then it will
whatsoever.
always be 4, is that?
Okay, that'll be the 25th of January.
Fourth
26th.
Thursday it is.
No, 25th, you're right, 25th.
Fourth Thursday.
Fourth.
Fourth Thursday,
Yep, that way
25th
there's
of
no,
January.
there's no question about.
And that would be January, April, July, and October. Is that correct?
Let's see.
That helps with Thanksgiving too, then. We'll be skipping Thanksgiving and Christmas with that sequence.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's quick and fast. This is our first time here. I think it's good that we're here, but I don't have anything else. If you don't have anything else.
Susie, you got anything?
Motion for, well, the public,
Yes.
I'm sorry, the public
Public comment?
comments have already passed.
Okay,
They-
I'm Susan Van
I'm
Fleet.
sorry, the public comments have already passed. We don't have,
Oh,
we
so I
don't
can't
have-
say anything?
we'll let you go ahead.
Okay, I got lost getting here, I'm sorry. I'm Susan Van Fleet, and I'm probably one of the best fans of the Clemson Airport. I absolutely love it. I've been on airports since 1971. It's a secure airport, everything. There is one concern, and you're gonna hear it every time we meet.
Speak up a little bit, Susie.
Every time we meet, I'm gonna ask you about zoning. I have seen airports absolutely destroyed when they have residential around airports, because there are more people out there that suffer from that than we have at the airport. And they have restricted airports, they've closed airports. As you remember from last time I told you, Georgia lost from 119 airports to 94 because of residential encroachment. It's not fair to the people. And I want you to consider looking at the commercial, industrial, or agricultural. That is compatible. That poor man that built that house down there at the end of the runway, you know, he's gonna have a difficult time selling that when he wants to because of the noise. We make noise. We don't want to be restricted. We love the sound of jets. It's money bringing into our industries. We cannot afford to restrict our airport, and I want you to think about that. I would like to ask you, just each one of you, what it is that what your objection is to absorb, to zoning it commercial, industrial, residential in the flight path.
We're not here for discussion, but we'll certainly note your comments and
Yeah.
be glad to get back to you. The meeting's not set up as a discussion.
Oh, okay, so no use coming to it then.
That's
Okay,
up to
I
you.
understand. You've heard my comments. We'll keep working on it. I think that you're being very unfair to the residents of Oconee County, not letting them know. They go in there, they do their perk tests. There was an airport that was sued. I think it was in Delaware, because the man did all his work and then came back and found out that he actually had an airport there. And letting people know, that's all it is sharing information. You've got an airport there that makes noise, and don't restrict it. We're spending millions of dollars on that airport, and it's a fabulous airport. But that's my only comment. I think that you need to consider it. Would you mind at the next meeting tell us why you don't want to?
We'll make note of your comments and appreciate you making them.
Will you answer the questions? Or-
We'll let you know. We'll take up your question.
Good. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I didn't know this was a private meeting. I'm sorry.
It's not private,
Any other?
it's not public, it's just it's a comment section, Sue.
No comment, please, sir.
Yeah, okay, I won't come back. Thank you.
Anything else? Motion for adjournment?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?
Second?
So moved.